Still hasn't detected me. Oh, geez, how anticlimactic was that? Tired tonight, don't really feel like going, but gotta try to make a living, so we're gonna get out there solo tonight, see what I can come up with crawling around out there. It's been a little slow lately, between 1 and 3 snakes a night, so not killing it, but still getting out there and seeing what we can make happen. Anyway, I'll hopefully check back with you soon with the snake. Cool. Holy crap. Look at this for a find out here. This right here is a hatchling Brooks king snake. Isn't that a beautiful little thing? Don't see these too often anymore, but this is a particularly nice looking one. It's got a lot of red coloration in the sides. Looks peachy. Not quite speckly, but good coloration. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and let this guy scoot off back to whatever it was he was doing. Anyways, we're going to continue on. This way, buddy. There you go. Alright. So, I'm in an area known for its coral snakes, but instead of coral snake, we got ourselves a little Florida scarlet snake. It's the first one of those I've ever seen at this location, which is kind of interesting. Not a particularly beautiful one, but they are gorgeous snakes in their own right. Some of them have really, really bright colors. This one's a little muted. Kind of has an interesting kind of cream color for the banding. But like I've pointed out before, you can easily, as a layman, be able to differentiate this from a Scarlet King by the fact that it has a white belly. Whereas a Scarlet King snake, the bands will go all the way around the snake, and of course any herper can tell them apart for a multitude of reasons, but that's the easiest way for someone who doesn't know what they're looking at. And of course you always hear the rhyme, red touch yellow, kill a fellow, red touch black, venom lack, which applies to the coral snakes for the most part of the United States. There are some strange varieties of aberrant horn patterns in the keys, but for the most part that holds true. You'll notice that on this snake the red bands do touch the black bands, and they do not touch the yellow bands that are in the center. So, harmless little critter. These things feed primarily on reptile eggs, so lizard eggs and so forth is their primary food. So we'll go ahead and get this guy off the road so he doesn't get run over. Send him on his way. You're going this way, buddy. Turn around. There you go. Alright, continue on. Alright, got the tail end of a python heading in right here. So we're looking at about, I don't know, get close to a canal, so we're going to cut its movement off. At about a 7-foot snake stretched out right here. So that's pretty cool. Still hasn't detected me. Oh, geez, how anticlimactic was that? But nonetheless, got ourselves a 7-foot snake here that has not even reacted to being captured. So, well, let's see what we got here. It is a male, a young male. Now it's not happy. It's going to spew musk everywhere, so we're going to hold that section like that. We're going to head back to the car where we can enter some data. Funny how they always ball up like this on your arm. Makes it real easy when they're small. You can just let them constrict your arm. That way you can have the other hand free to enter data on the phone, which I gotta do now. Now it's gonna flop that back end all over the place and make a mess. So you can just kind of put them, the tail and the head, in your hand, and let a loop hang down and rest it on the floor so you don't hurt the snake. That way you can go ahead and come back to the car and get your phone and enter your data. But I'll circle back with y'all. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bag this snake up here, but just to give you an idea, its length, it's my hand right there, you can see it's going to tape out at about 7 feet long. It's, you know, it's got a little bit of girth to it for its size. Beautiful snake. It's in excellent condition. Hey there, buddy. Alright, gotta go ahead and grab my bags. Bag this snake up. So a lot of times with a small snake like this, eating bugs right now, it's real easy to just bag them up by opening the bag and doing like I'm doing here, where you hang just a loop, and with one hand you lift the snake up, with the other hand you just kind of put the snake in, and you can grab it from the outside of the bag, drop the tail off. Heard its teeth get stuck on the side of the bag there. Interesting. That's how they usually get you, is when you're putting them in a bag. But anyway, bag the snake up, continue on to see if we can't get another one. Well, it's not a baby python, but it is beautiful in its own right. Got a yearling Florida cottonmouth right here, out on the road tonight. Gorgeous snake. About, oh, I don't know, this snake's probably around 22 inches long or so. So it's not a hatchling, but it's a yearling. Beautiful snake nonetheless. Go ahead and leave it here to do its business. There's nobody out here where we're at right now, so it's not going to run over. But nonetheless, go ahead and leave on. Stuff on my face right now. Another one. Wow. Beautiful snake. My goodness. That's the second one of these tonight, so it must just be hatching. Eating my protein stick. Kinda. There we go. Beautiful. Where was it at? Let's guess what's heading this way. Alright, there, little buddy. Come on. Come on. Oh, quit balling up. I'll be so scared. Alright, well, we'll leave it there. It'll be fine. We got ourselves a little king snake moving along. How pretty is that? Gorgeous little snake. These are out tonight. This is the third one I've seen. I don't know what's got them moving so much, but something's got them moving. It's been a bunch of hatchlings. This one's a female, young female. She probably bred, but rock wall here. All right, there, bud. Now you go ahead and go. I'm not gonna mess with you. She's looking for somewhere to burrow. I'm gonna just take her up where she was heading. She was heading to the side of this. There she goes. There. Nope, thought she found herself a crevice. Watch her, she crawls off. Come here, sweetie. Let me get you up there where you can get going. I know. There you go. Nice vegetation there. Go on. Huh. Now that's something I never see kings do. Check her out. She's climbing up a branch. I never see kings do that. That's just That's very unusual. Rat snakes do it constantly when you release them to escape. And things like co-trips and stuff, they do it automatically, but I've never seen a king, when I released it, climb like this. That's really, really beautiful. Of course, she's going up a poisonwood tree. Come on, sweetie. Let's get you down here on the ground where you belong. Come on. Let's try this again. There she goes. Alright. Now look at the drop I got behind me. Woo! Oy. Well, it's not every night that you get out there that the snakes are actively crossing roads. You can find pythons most nights. You have to work for them. A lot of times you have to shine the vegetation and the water and so forth along the edges. But tonight was crazy. There was just a lot of snakes moving out on the roads, and you know, seeing 3 king snakes already, and some cottonmouths, and some, you know, basic critters that I normally see, plus a python. It was fantastic, and was only going to continue with some really, really interesting finds. It's always awesome to see the pythons laying in the road. You know, we call them, you know, Everglades speed bumps when they're stretched out. But let's continue on and see what we can get. Back to back Burms. Man, ain't been but a few seconds. So we got ourselves a bigger snake. This one's about 8 feet long on the road, but they are, apparently they're moving, because this is about a 8 foot snake. Beautiful. You see just how close my hand is to its head, and it's not attacking me. Much like the last one. Look at that. Very uneventful. It's kind of strange as to the touch right now. This snake, at least I perceive it as feeling cool, but the air temp's about 82 degrees, so kind of weird. Nonetheless, let's see what we got. We have ourselves I'm gonna smell like musk for the duration of the night, which kind of works out fine because I'm alone and no one wants to be around me anyway. Unwind it. Yeah. A lot of times I'll put a knee on them like this to hold the snake in place. And we're going to do the reverse bag trick on this one. Once I get my hand in there. Alright. So you turn the bag inside out, put the snake in there, let go, and real quick push the tail in, like so. Well, here we have a nice little coral snake crawling along. They're secretive in nature, so they're seldom seen, even though they can be quite abundant in certain areas, especially in southern Florida. There's certain sections where you can usually see multiple of these per night. They're quite twitchy snakes. They elapids like this, they have a very toxic venom, but they're not a dangerous animal. You have no danger of being bitten by one unless you actually pick it up or step on it barefoot or something of that nature. But they are quick. They dart around a lot. They're kind of twitchy. They kind of slash from side to side. So you know, you don't want to be careless around them, but nonetheless, they're a beautiful animal and always a welcome sight when you're down here in South Florida looking for pythons. Beautiful, beautiful little animals. Now that it feels like it's got some seclusion buried down in that vegetation, it's decided to stop moving. A beautiful snake. Dangerous snake as far as toxicity is concerned, but not dangerous at all as far as being dangerous for biting you. To get bit by this snake, you'd have to pick it up or step on it barefoot. Just as it's doing now, you'll see, you know, my hand's right here. Snake is not concerned about me in the least. Well, it ended up being a pretty good night out here in the Everglades. Ended up finding 2 pythons, 3 king snakes, 1 coral snake, some cottonmouths, and some lesser stuff. But it was a pretty exciting evening overall. The snakes were really active and crossing the roads. So, you know, I'm blessed to be able to get out here and see these things, and I do my best to try to bring you guys along and let you experience a little bit of what it's like out there. But if you like the material, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me out, and I appreciate it. You all be safe, and maybe I'll catch you out there in the field. Take care now.